Let's get this party started. We have a round of applause to all of the servers in the house tonight. Thank you very much for serving and being there for us. The bar, the food will be open throughout the evening, so no need to rush now. Let your body digest and get up and go for seconds. It's all worth it. I'm Shelley Irwin from WGBU Public Media. So honored to be here again for your annual event. And did you know that the groundhog did see his shadow? What does that mean? 6 more weeks of this. So there we are. All right, let's begin the formal program. You are attending the Home and Hearth program. Excited that you are here. On behalf of the HBA, the HBA Foundation, the boards, the staff, new faces are in the room, and some longtime supporters. This is the 5th annual Vegas Night Home and Hearth Awards and Benefit. The HBA Foundation, established in 1988 by members like you, all sitting here, who were already involved in making the community a better place to live by supporting special needs in the housing business. Many of those here tonight remembering the early projects. Who remembers the early projects? Date yourself. There you are in the back, award winner. Ronald McDonald House in Western Michigan. A home away from home. Hope Community, Inc., a housing program now managed through the Grand Rapids Housing Commission. St. John's Home, resident cottage, provides intensive therapy in a warm home-like setting for boys and girls. In addition to your large-scale building projects, there have been more than $250,000 in grant assistance to the nonprofits, like Home Repair Services, Habitat for Humanity, to make special needs. And since 1990, you've been awarded more than $150,000 through individual student scholarships and programs like Bethany Christian Services, Youth Build that encourages kids to pursue careers in your fields, building trades. Before we honor our award winners, local heroes who help carry out the HBA Foundation mission, let's thank our sponsors for making tonight's event possible. How about the Royal Flush lead sponsor, EPS Security? Are you in the house? Round of applause. That's the Royal Flush lead sponsor. The Lucky Draw registration sponsor, Old National Bank. Cool that you are sponsoring this opportunity. High Life Bar sponsor, First United Credit Union. Thank you very much. First United Credit Union. A couple of you have stepped up to the plate. That's a fact. Jack Gaming table sponsor, Lake Michigan Insurance Agency. And Sable Developing, Inc. Rockstars. How about this sponsor, the Can't Beat 'em program sponsor, Zeeland Lumber and Supply. Zeeland Lumber and Supply, thank you for your support. The Up All Night Media sponsor, that would be Youth Build. Youth Build, thank you for being the Up All Night Media sponsor. Cindy Kochelchats, committee chairperson of Heartland Builders. Kochelchats. Where are you, Cindy? Kochelchats? Shots. Don Lovin, co-chair, Clock Mobility. April Bosworth, Companion Care Choices. Brian Harrison, Advise Care Home Health Care. Christine Hyken Collins of Lake Michigan Insurance Agency. Karen Faye Nelson of Sable Developing, Inc. Amanda Wildman, True Media, she's on the stage. Barbara Thompson, EPS Security, doing great things. Barbara. And Abby Evans of Two Men and a Truck. Abby Evans. Round of applause again, a fantastic team and all of their hard work for making this happening a reality. At this time, let's present some awards to our hard workers, to those who are deserving. Giving honor to whom honor is due and celebrate the winners. The first award, the Home Builders Care Award presentation. Recognize the outstanding builder for a housing project that benefits a family facing special housing needs. We honor Jeff Peel of Standard Lumber and Kitchens, this year's Home Builders Care Award. Recipient, his involvement as a donor, committee member, volunteer for all 25 25 years, Community Repair Days has been building wheelchair ramps, completing critical repairs for vulnerable, lower-income special needs homeowners. More on Jeff. His leadership, continuous involvement has helped make 622 ramps and critical repairs possible. More than $500,000 in lumber and supplies donated by Standard and other area lumber companies, including Standale and Zeeland, both also represented here tonight. So let's watch the following video to learn more.
Guys ready to try the ramp?
Wow! Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, this is so exciting. Yeah, Jesse was stuck in the house. We weren't able to bring him outside. He missed school. He missed about 2 weeks of school. Well, he goes to summer school too. And so it might have been more than 2 weeks of school. But yeah, he couldn't go because I had no way to get him in or out of the house. So he was stuck in the house for, it was about a month before they finally came and put it together. I mean, he couldn't even go outside and sit, and so he got to go to school again. And
Jesse was a 16-year-old young man who was missing school because he couldn't get in and out of his home safely. It would take his mom, and then she would have to call a couple of relatives or friends to come over and literally carry the wheelchair out because he had no way to get out.
yeah, so those were the longboards that we had found at my old apartment.
Mom was taking him up and down the steps on a couple boards, and when we left by the end of the day, we got to see him use the wheelchair ramp, and it's an amazing thing. Everyone needs to feel that. And we're all here to make a difference. We should be here to make a difference, and seeing that, it touches your heart, and you know you made an impact in someone's life.
Community Repair Day started as a day back 25 years ago where we would get as many volunteers as we could on a Saturday and fan out across Grand Rapids and Kent County and try and do as many repair projects and ramp builds as we could. And then it evolved into a season. So we start as soon as the weather breaks in early spring, and we go right until the very end where the frost starts to hit the ground. And we rely on a lot of Home Builder Association builder members who come alongside us and our staff and get as many ramps built as efficiently as possible.
I think we've probably built between 250 and 300 wheelchair ramps, which means a lot of people can be out and about, can be more independent. Many of the ones we've done, it resulted in people being out of their homes for the first time in years.
So I am on the HBA's Community Service Committee with Jeff Peel, and I have been for several years. And we had the opportunity to build this 25th year commemorative ramp for Jesse. And during that time, I learned that Jeff has participated in Community Repair Days since year one, and I thought that was pretty remarkable. Just pure dedication on his part to, here it was the 25th year, and he's been involved every single year.
When I think of Jeff, I think servant leader. People who lead by serving. And when you've been a part of something like Community Repair Days for all 25 years, that's the definition of a servant leader. Yeah, the privilege of working with Jeff on a ramp build this summer. We did a 25th anniversary ramp, and we thought it'd be a great idea to get the executive directors of Home Repair Services and the Home Builders Association out on a ramp. So the privilege was ours, probably not so much for Jeff, as he had to teach us a lot, but it was a really hot day, probably the hottest day of the summer, but it was clear to me that Jeff knew a lot about building ramps, so he's been in the business of selling material, but he clearly knew what to do with material. And he had a teaching spirit. So for those of us that weren't as experienced, he not only showed us, but he was very patient and full of grace.
I just want to congratulate Jeff on the award. He's very deserving of it. In the years I've known him, he's always stepped up for community affairs and community repair days or special projects. And as I said, he's a great motivator to get other people involved as well. So I think he's very, very deserving of the award.
They've changed the people's lives. A lot of families they've affected, look how many ramps that they've built. But it's nice that they have that to offer. And they understand, that it's important to be able to get in and out of your house.
So getting these ramps is just absolutely life-changing, you know, and that story, the story about Jesse and the 25th year ramp build is just one of the, you know, one of the impactful stories that Jeff has been part of. But, you know, there's many, many, many more that, you know, he has under his belt as being involved for 25 years.
He's always willing to step in.
So we need more people like Tim.
If there's a Jeff Peel in the house, come on up. The Home Builders Care Award goes to Jeff Peel. Congratulations, Jeff, on behalf of Standard Lumber and Kitchen. This year's Home Builders Care Award will take your picture at the very end, so you know, standing ovation. Ooh, give it up, people. Congratulations, Jeff. You've touched some lives. Awards, the Community Builder Award presentation. The Home Builders Association Foundation's Community Builder Award recognizes a project that benefits several individuals facing special housing needs. In 2012, Stuart Ray, Executive Director of Guiding Light Mission, and his team made a strategic decision to provide affordable housing for men who completed their recovery program. The safe and secure living environment is in a residential area outside of the inner city that allows the men to live more independently as they transition back into the mainstream of society. To make Iron House possible, Guiding Light turned to their community partner, Standale Lumber and Interiors, this year's recipient of the Community Builder Award for their financial assistance and in-kind support. Watch the video to learn more.
Yeah, well, when you come in sometimes, when you come into recovery, you don't have a lot of friends sometimes, or you've ruined the relationships you had, so you feel a little bit alone in the world. Iron House is a program for guys who have been through Guiding Light Recovery. It's a place to go after the 4-month foundation program and you get a job. You can come move out here and live with other guys that you've been through the program with. There's structure like meetings and other accountability. But the biggest thing is you get to be in a community with men that you know and then you feel comfortable with and that you've kind of gotten back on your feet with.
Addiction is sort of an all-purpose experience, and it kind of has the ability to mess up everything in a person's life. And so, you know, to get you some steady habits and some steady thoughts and some new ways of living and new ways of thinking, and to have an atmosphere where you can work all that out, it's just really invaluable to the process. We work by the donation in everything that we do. And we decided that we would seek donations from the community of really time, talent, treasure, or anything we could get to help us raise the level of the apartments. I mean, it was functional before, but we wanted this to be a good place for them to live with new stuff and enhance their new life. And the folks from Standale, along with many others, were willing to come along beside us and provide a lot of the things we needed.
In the program, the guys come in, like I said, they're kind of struggling. It looks like a bunch of dead ends in front of them. And as they see guys who have been in the program for 4 months, got a job, and now they have a job and they're moving out here, it's like something to look forward to. They think, oh, I can do this too, type of thing. And that's a big, big benefit. So we're very thankful for all the donors that help us with that because it makes it possible.
Just so happens I had looked at buying these units about 10 or 15 years ago on flashback, and from there we just kind of helped them out with windows and trim and whatever else we could, and pushed our vendors for some extra discounts so we could pass that along, and we continued to help them.
That's the way our parents brought us up.
Yeah.
They did that in their own life, their personal life, and when Dad bought the business, that was just automatic, that to give back to the community in which we do business. And the last couple of years we've really been able to make up for the bad years, which many people watching this experienced as much as we did. So we're very grateful to be able to help locally, financially, material, time, whatever we can.
We would like to see things that sustain and build. You know, we come from a business, a family that builds things, and there's lots of different ways to build.
There's a very large recovery number of about 70%. So it's a charitable investment with a return on the investment.
To go from being in the safety of the mission to just being out in another place, either alone or with other people that aren't really in the same situation as you. So being able to come here is kind of a nice buffer. It's kind of a safe place where you come and go as you want, but there's still a lot of accountability. So that's kind of felt really good to me to be able to come out here. It kind of took a lot of the worries away for myself.
Applaud Jan Lehman of Standale Lumber and Interiors. Give her some traveling applause as she jogs on up to the front. Presented with the Community Builder Award, representing this amazing company and their long-standing commitment to our community. Jan Lehman of Standale Lumber and Interiors. Congratulations to you, Jan. Probably want to take the microphone over, don't you? But okay. One more round of applause to Jan. The Home Builders Association Foundation's Next Generation Workforce Development Award recognizes a group that works to support development of the next generation of housing industry professionals. The Next Generation Workforce Development Award winner is Zeeland Lumber and Supply for the creative ways they've addressed the industry-wide labor shortage while also opening the doors of employment for returning citizens, others with strikes on their employment records, by partnering with 30-2-2 Root Ministries and other employment initiatives. They've also been recognized for their investment in the younger, up-and-coming next generation. Who's in that? Who is included in that list? We're all older than up-and-coming. To consider careers in construction. Zeeland is a founding member of the Construction Workforce Development Alliance and generous supporters of the annual My Career Quest event that does attract more than 9,000 area students. So let's watch this video.
And God knows what I would have done if I couldn't have found work very quickly. You know, first time in prison, I was 47, 48 years old, no driver's license, 3-time felon. Jobs were pretty scarce for me at that time.
One of the primary purposes of business is to transform lives and communities. And this opportunity came to us through some discussions and some collaboration with some nonprofit organizations and internal discussions. We believe is just the right thing to do. And it's been a win-win for us and for our employee partners that we've hired through these programs.
It's been a pleasure because we have an environment that is routine. We have an environment that is welcoming, and it is a trade that oftentimes is learned when people are needing second chances.
It's been a great experience working here. I started off in production and have worked very hard for the past year and a half or so, and had the opportunity to move into an office setting and do some design work. It's a very positive environment around here, and they're more than willing to work with any sort of circumstance you might have.
When you start the conversation, it's not as frightening or scary as what somebody may perceive it to be. And so, especially, talking and understanding what circumstances were, and really listening to the situation, and then making the decision based on circumstances and based on situational awareness.
There's always the fear of what's going to happen in the workplace. What's the tension going to be like? Is there going to be theft? Is there going to be problems between different groups of people? And it's not been the case at all. The positives have far outweighed the negatives.
The turnover rates are no different. There's no more liability, there's no more risk. It's just the numbers have proven out to be just as good as any other population of society that we hire from.
I would say everybody deserves another chance. Although some people, it takes them a few times. You know, like I said, it took me more than one time to get it right, and I know I have it right now. So I guess just don't give up on people. I mean, if they're trying to put forth effort, you know, give them a shot.
Here's some guests to come up. Chris Ann, AJ, Chris, and Dean. All be a part of this pleasure. The Next Generation Workforce Development Award. Zealand Lumber and Supply Team. Chris Ann, AJ, Chris, and Dean. Congratulations to you and yours. And again, all award winners' pictures right afterward. That's all the awards for 2017. Now, tomorrow, start for your award for 2018. So basically, eat, drink, and be merry. We do want to hear from our HBA Executive Director, Andy Lofgren, and watch the closing video.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for coming tonight to this great Home and Hearth event that is a great celebration of the work that we do at the foundation with the Home Builders Association. And my congratulations to our 3 award winners, Jeff Peel from Standard Lumber and Kitchens, and then the teams from Standale Lumber and Interiors, as well as Zealand Lumber. We appreciate the work and dedication those individuals and groups give to the foundation and also to the Home Builders Association. They embody the great spirit that we have of all of our members here, not only about supporting the industry, but also giving back to our communities. And with that, I would like to give a call out to the other members out there and ask you to get involved with your HBA and with the foundation in any way you can. We have so many opportunities for you to get involved, helping out with the workforce development issues, next generation, many opportunities to help guide and mentor students and folks that need a chance in this industry, also to help out with the ramp builds. But just get also involved with the HBA itself. I think these winners today will tell you that they get a great benefit from their membership at the HBA just by being involved with the HBA. And so I think that's a great example of how this can be a win-win for everybody. Again, thank you and good night.
No standing ovation for Andy. Don't take it personally, man. All right, just some housekeeping. Again, all proceeds from tonight's event do help you to continue to carry out your mission of the foundation. So what you spend goes right back into your kitty. Do be generous and get involved where you can on that. Concludes the awards portion, obviously, but soon David and Randy will be back to start drawing the winners, so make sure you get your bids in. Again, food available. There are gaming tables, so if you haven't tried that, get your picture taken. I think we've got a round of applause to Jody and Andy and the executive team. Again, they I think some unsung heroes, Pat, great work that they do. And yeah, let's play. Enjoy your evening. Congratulations to you all for what you do.